Hello and welcome back to the Cheltenham Exchange and a very special trainer interview. We got a superstar guest tonight in six-time Cheltenham Festival winning trainer Rebecca Curtis, very kindly joining us from they're based down in South Wales. So, croeso, Rebecca. I hope you're well.
Yeah, all very good, thank you.
Excellent. We've got Ian, the boss man, on, and Alex. Unfortunately, no Johnny tonight. Johnny's been away on a holiday and lost his voice. I think that's quite standard for Johnny, isn't it?
Too much beer. All them Welsh lads.
Yes. So, yes, great to see another Welsh person on the show with us tonight. Always good to get the numbers in. So, yes, Rebecca, thank you ever so much for joining us tonight. We'll try not to keep you too long. Pepper you with questions and so on. And as I mentioned before, it'll probably be the most unprofessional interview you've ever done. Ian works of magic.
I am.
So, yeah, based down in Newport in Pembrokeshire, not the Newport. It's down towards Fishguard, Cardigan, that way.
Yeah, some people get the two mixed up. So we're right down in West Wales on the coast. Newport.
Beautiful area, I'm sure.
It's
a good Newport.
It's a bit of a drive. It's a lovely place to change. I wouldn't want another location. It's lovely for the horses.
Yeah, I was because I was looking at the map earlier where it was. Do you find that restrictive at all with meetings? Obviously Forslass and Chepstow are probably where you run most of your horses, but I guess from being stuck right out on the west there, it's quite a trek to get to many other places.
Yeah, it is a bit of a drive, but I think wherever you train, there's racing's all over the country, isn't it? There's always lots of driving, so we're just kind of used to it now. We get on with it, and it is what it is. We're here now. We're close to Isle of Mine, so that's quite handy. We can just hop on the ferry. That's only 5 minutes away.
Yeah. Interesting. I was saying to Alex, you took quite a team over for the Irish National Festival, obviously, didn't you?
We did, yeah. No, it's very easy for us. It's literally it goes from Fishguard through to Rosslare, and it is literally 5-minute drive, so it's quite handy.
Brilliant. So training, you've had your license for now 17 years or so?
Oh God, is it that long?
Can't possibly be.
This one is a 2007, 2008 season, so yeah, it would be that now, 17, 18 years.
Fantastic.
Where's it gone?
and obviously, looking, we mentioned before, you've had 6 festival winners in particular, and I noticed it was one a year from 2012 through to 2015.
We're really lucky starting off. It was a fair, T for 3 came along quite early in my career, I suppose, only after training 2 or 3 years. He sort of put us on the map. He's a great horse. Won in Cheltenham and 3rd in the Grand National. Narrowly beaten in the Welsh National, which still gutted about. I think he was just touched off a nose on the line. But no, we're lucky. But then there was one a year then. Who was next? Fisher's Cross was next. I think he won 6 on the bounce, won the Albert Bartlett. Sefton at Aintree, but he was always a horse with a good few problems, so I think he did well to do what he did, really. And then who did we have? A Fallon's Boy. Again, a horse played with problems, leg problems, wind problems, but he was lucky enough to win the RSA. Hoped he would have been a Gold Cup type after that, but again, the year he ran in the RSA, it was very quick ground. He was never quite the same after that. And then who else did we have early on?
Liz Nagaros, was it?
No, Irish Cavalier was our next. What did he win? He won the novice handicap. And then he won the Charlie Hall. He won the the Guinness Handicap and Punchestown Festival. So we had a good start. Yeah, it was each year we happened to have a really good horse, which helped a lot starting off.
Quite an achievement. And most people would give their right arm for one winner, I'm sure, at the festival. So fantastic. And around how many horses do you have in the yard currently?
We have, I'm just looking at the board now, I think we're 33 at the moment, which is just a nice number for me because I think we've got a lot of good quality this year. So I would rather, I know everyone says the same, I'd rather quality over numbers, but I think the way we train here, I like to turn them out every day. I'm quite fussy who sort of rides them. I like them all to be ridden properly in the school. So for me, it just works a nice number like that,
And a bit of a weird one because I'm a bit of a statty nerd, but I was looking at kind of, I know it obviously depends on how many runners you have, but is there a particular time of year that you feel your horses run best or that you kind of target? Because I was looking statistically wise in terms of numbers of winners,
Yeah.
and it looked like you seem to start the season well, October, November, and then March, April time, you also seem to have pretty good numbers. And I just wondered whether there's anything in that at all.
I don't think there's any reason for that, really. I suppose early on, our gallops is pretty good to get them fit. So I suppose they're always not, I don't drill them or anything for the first run by any means, but they always seem to be quite fit for the first couple of runs. You always find then Christmas, don't you? And January, February, you get all that awful ground. So whether that's because there's a dip, I don't know. But yeah, and then the spring, I always try and freshen them up for the spring. If you've got something nice, just make sure it's nice and fresh for them better type races. But no, I don't think there's any rule to it, really.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, so obviously we have to talk about Haiti Couleurs. What a year last year! Absolutely fantastic national hunt chase, and then the Irish national. It must have been unbelievable for you.
That was absolutely amazing. Not ever, I suppose you couldn't, have a season go more perfectly for him. I always thought he'd be a good horse, nice novice, but I didn't dream he'd go and win the Irish national or something like that. So no, just amazing. Like I said, everything was just couldn't have gone more perfect for him.
Because look, is he 8-year-old now?
Yeah, well, he not that 8's old at all, but sadly with him when we first. Just trying to think what year we bought him. Was he 4 or 5? So anyway, he was ready to run in Chepstow, the first meeting in the October. He had his last schooling session, a week before, and struck into his tendon quite badly. So he had to be rushed in for surgery. We weren't sure if he'd ever even race again. Wow. So he had to miss all that season. So yeah, that's probably why he's, a year older novice chasing now than he probably would have been without injury.
Yeah, because fantastically consistent. I was looking at under rules. I think he's only been out the places once in 11 runs or something. And
yeah,
start of the last season, I think he was rated around 122, and I'm guessing now in the 150s. I would imagine after
152.
152.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think £11 they put him up for the Irish national. So yeah, 152. Which is a good progress through the season, I guess, isn't it? £30.
Yeah, fantastic. And what do you think? I mean, obviously, you'll have your hopes. I would imagine there's talk of Gold Cup and obviously a Grand National. Do you think there's kind of no ceiling coming up for the upcoming
I don't know. It's one of those. Like we'd all love to have a Gold Cup horse, but I'm not going to, push him to be or make him into a Gold Cup horse if he's not. I'm just going to let him progress as he does, and we'll see where he ends up. There's plenty of other races for him if he's not a Gold Cup horse. So it's not all going to be revolved around making him a Gold Cup horse if he's not, but I do think the way he won those handicaps, he, did to me look, like the type of way a graded horse would win them, and they weren't bad handicaps. The Irish Nationals obviously a very competitive race, and just Sean's comments going round, he felt he was in sort of half speed and couldn't believe how well he was going,
Right.
So
Will he start in the Charlie Hall, Rebecca?
I think so, providing the ground's safe. There'd have to be a bit of giving the ground. Because there's not really too many options for him unless you run him in a handicap and leg round 12 stone with him. So no, yeah, I mean that is the initial plan with him, but things can change.
You mentioned there, Sean. That's what a jockey, Sean Bowen. He had quite some season last year.
No, he's just, Sean absolutely brilliant. He, gets the best out of every horse, and they jump brilliant for him. And I just think he's always finished well, and he's just very good.
And another one I just wanted to mention briefly that we took note was Willmount, who you purchased back in May, I believe, at the Goffs.
Yeah.
John, who's normally on with us, a couple of seasons ago, Willmount was one of his 2 or 3 horses to follow for the season, is it, Ian? And just wondered what your thoughts are or plans are.
If I knew, no history about it, and he just arrived, absolutely love him. He's a gorgeous horse, looks to me like a proper big old chaser. I didn't buy him blind. I knew, I was told what problems he had. He's a very bad bleeder. Was told, not to, but I don't know. There's something about that horse I loved. I know Colin Bowen, he trained him in Ireland when he won his point to point. He thought he was the best he's ever, had through his yard. So I don't, we haven't ran him yet to see, but he looks an absolute aeroplane at home. We've scoped him twice now, and he's been absolutely spotless, no blood whatsoever. And then my plan was to go novice chasing with him, because to me he looks like a chaser, and he had his first schooling session last week, and he was absolutely brilliant over a fence. So now I'm really excited about him.
Fantastic. Ian, you may want to pop a few questions.
I will do, Rebecca, so you might have to bear with me. So I'm going to start with Haiti Couleurs. So OJ's mentioned him. Ben Solo was the next one. He's a bit of a talking horse for yourself. Hurdle rate to the 119. He's
sorry, what was the horse you were saying about?
Ben Solo.
Oh, Ben Solo,
yeah. He's got a touch of seconitis for Foslas and Chepstow.
Yeah.
Is he one that potentially could go chasing next season?
Definitely, yeah. He actually had his first schooling session last week. He was absolutely brilliant over a fence. So I think you'll see. He was a nice horse over hurdles, but I think you'll see a big improvement for fences with him.
Excellent. Okay. Next one I got is, excuse my pronunciation sometimes.
Always.
So, I've got Andy Ammo, 122 hurdle rating. Another one that was second last time out at Ferry House at the novice handicap there over 2 miles 7. What's your plans with Andy Ammo?
Yeah, no, I was delighted with him in Ferry House. I thought he'd run a nice race, but we kind of revolved a few things around Haiti Couleurs, so we had company. But he just got touched off, and that was quite a competitive listed race by a horse that was very well handicapped, I think. So I hoped he'd always make a nicer chaser. My worry was, because I don't know if you've ever seen him race, he does go through the odd hurdle there, which doesn't seem to stop his momentum, but he is a bit disrespectful. But no, we schooled him last week over fences, and I think he will be a lot nicer chaser than a hurdler. So yeah, he could be decent, very tough, and stays really, really well.
Excellent. Next one I've got, we're talking about seconitis, is Douglas Hyde.
Yeah.
Your bumper horse. Is he one for novice hurdling next season?
Yeah, definitely. Again, he schooled really well. He was a horse I was always looking forward to going over hurdles with. I think a lot of his problem last year, although he ran, very well in bumpers with 3 seconds, he was a very weak horse. Just slight, hard to put weight, just very babyish. I think he's grown up a lot now this year. So he could be, a decent novice hurdler, I hope.
Excellent. Okay, next one is Newton Tornado, novice rated of 121. He won a maiden hurdle at Fosslas in April. Is one for chasing next season or this coming season?
He schooled last week of a fence is really, really good. He's one horse I thought would make a, much better chaser than hurdler. He was a bit disrespectful of his hurdles, went through a few, but jumps the fence really nicely. And again, with him, was just very raw last year. I'd say he's really strengthened up over the summer. So, yeah, he could be a nice novice chaser.
Excellent. Next one, Berkshire Smudge, who was previously a flat horse with Andrew Balding, won a handicap race at Fosslas.
Yeah, no, he's a nice little juvenile. Andrew just felt with him, obviously in a big yard didn't suit him. He's a very, very buzzy horse, very keen in his races. So I think it's really suited him here, a smaller sort of yard. But I think he is quite progressive. He's got loads of ability, but it's just channeling, his enthusiasm a bit, I suppose, which I think has got better his last couple of runs. He's just been schooled up this week now to go juvenile hurdling. So yeah, he could be interesting actually because the ability is there.
Excellent. Okay. Bula Boss is the next one. One back-to-back hurdle handicap chases at Newbury and Chepstow. Chase rated of 120.
Yeah, he's a funny horse actually. Normally is horses get to 9 or 10, the form goes down, but he's actually improved with age. I think a lot of that's mentally. He used to be too keen and too gassy early on. But no, he's going really, really nicely. And nice thing with him, I think he's 10 in January now, so he's got the options of those nice veterans chases as well.
Excellent. Okay. Next one, River Voyage. Back-to-back handicap hurdle wins at Fosslas. An Exeter hurdle rated at 105. Is he going to stay hurdling or?
Yeah, he'd probably maybe mix the two, I would say. His first run might be over hurdles just for confidence, but really looks, like he should be a chaser. Although, on form, we did try him over fences a couple of times early on in the season, but I do think he was wrong at the time. Can't put my finger on what it was, but something was at him. So after Christmas then he just seemed really well again, won his couple of hurdle races, so he probably will go back novice chasing now, I would say.
And this one, I'm probably going to butcher the pronunciation. Is it Idefix de Cierge? Is that how you?
Yeah, just a nice little handicapper.
Yeah.
He was a bit disappointing, not as brave over fences as I hoped he would be. Hence why we dropped him back over hurdles. But no, his last run was at his run before actually.
It's Cheltenham, wasn't it? Behind Strachan, was it?
No, he went to he was second in Cheltenham. So that was dropped back to hurdles, and then we gave him a try again over fences at Newbury, where he did jump very well, but I think the ground was too quick. So he's one of them that may, run in probably fences and hurdles, whatever race comes up for him.
Okay. And I've got 3 to go. These are I've put a section as recent purchases. Obviously, we've discussed about Willmount already. I've got, is it Fairforth, which is a point-to-point winner, 33,000 in the Gloucester.
He's a nice. He looks like a nice sort of 3 mile staying type. He'll go novice chasing now. Novice hurdling. But no, he looks a nice sort of good value for what he was, I think.
And the last 2 were the Punchestown sales. Is it Bandy Organisee? Is that you?
But I absolutely love him. He's he's just absolute dreamy horse. I'm just gonna be a little bit patient with him because he is only 4-year-old.
Yeah.
So ideally with, 4-year-olds, if you want them to be nice novice herders, I like to do it the next season, 5 to 6. But no, he's as nice a looking racehorse as you'll ever see. He's got a great attitude. We've kind of nicknamed him Galloping de Champsy already at home. So
Wow.
yeah, I really like him. I love him. Yeah.
And the last one I've got is Salvador Lord, who's a point-to-point winner. Again at the Punchestown Sales. Got Cyrus El Salvador, who produced horses like
Oh.
San Salvador, and one we was talking about off air actually was Salvador Ziggy.
Okay. Yeah, I've never actually had one before. But no, he's a lovely, nice, big chasing type, doing everything nicely. Got a bit of cut in the ground. So yeah, he'll go novice chase, hurdling, possibly sort of after Christmas, I would say.
Perfect. Okay, that's all complete. Thank you, Rebecca. That's all the stable tour. Alex,
Yeah,
you got some
we've
questions?
actually some night. You didn't. There's some
Oh yeah.
nicer horses we bought actually, which you probably didn't see in sales.
Okay.
I don't know if you want me to mention.
No, go ahead.
Yes, please.
That'd be brilliant.
We got a really, and mare I really, really rate, Pottersville. She won an Irish bumper in, was it Clonmel? I'd have to look at the form. But no, I really, really rate her. She's going to go mare's novice herding now in October. Probably go to Chepstow actually on the Sunday for the 2 mile 3 there. But she looks very nice. Who else did we run? Inish Cork is a horse I really, really like. Looks a proper Albert Bartlett type horse. Just stays really well, travels well, jumps well. By Jukebox Jewelry. And who was the other one I wanted? Oh, The Price of Peace. He's almost a twin of Haiti Couleurs. He's funny. I bought him 2 days after the Irish National, actually, from Goresbridge sale, which isn't a sale you'd necessarily.
Okay.
But no, he's done nothing but please me since we've had him. So he's one to look forward to, I think.
Excellent. Excellent.
Oh, that's brilliant. Bonus. We had a question on Twitter, didn't we? And well, I think you've pretty much covered it off, but it was from Shrewd Napper, who sounds like
Who's Shrewd Napper?
Shrewd Napper.
And the question was, are we likely to see band organisé in bumpers or novice hurdles this season? And do you like him on what you've seen so far? But I think
yeah, I think I've answered that.
Yeah.
Again, I've got to sort of discuss the plan with the owners. They're both, really patient people. John O'Reilly, who was been with me since the very start, he owned some of T for 3, and then James Conyers, who owns half of Haiti Couleurs. So them two have gotten together. They're great owners, so I'm sure they're going to be happy to be patient with him. Although you're tempted, I know he'd go win his novice hurdle, in a few weeks, but I wouldn't. If I'm thinking for him as a very good horse for the future, I do want to look after him as well.
Fantastic. Alex, do you want to jump in?
Absolutely, yeah. So, Rebecca, I've got a few quick fire questions for you. Some are related to racing, some are not related to racing. So, we'll just get started. So,
Okay.
firstly, outside of the spring festivals, what would you say your favourite race is?
Oh, that's a tricky one, actually. Favorite race? I do like the Chepstow meetings. I like the Welsh National meeting. I think that's always got a really good buzz to it.
It's never very good weather, though. Whenever I've been, it's
That's the
absolutely
only
hammered
thing.
it down.
The ground's shit and the weather's shit. So, yeah. So I always like the Aintree meetings as well. Because they've always got nice to me with the beachy chase, things like that. Ascot I like as well a lot. So yeah.
One of those. Okay. What's your favourite race course?
Cheltenham.
Cheltenham. Excellent.
I do
Any
love
others?
Punchestown as well, mind.
Okay. So
Even
one
if
of
we
the
don't
same.
have runners, I love going there for the their festival there. And well, it's not really spring, late spring, isn't it?
That's on my list. I'd like to do that this year. I did Fairy House and Leopardstown last year, so I'd like to do Punchestown as well. So,
Yeah.
any other sports you're interested in?
No, not really. It's all just horses, I'm afraid.
Your horse racing. Love it.
Yeah.
Who would you say your favourite sire of all time is?
It's got to be Oscar.
Oscar. Okay.
Yes, I think 4 out of 6 of my festival winners were by Oscar.
Great shout. Who's your favourite up and coming sire?
Bandé in France, because that's who Bandé organises by.
Okay. If you could
No,
take
I
any
don't know,
horse.
it's tricky with sires.
No, it's good. I like it.
They're I don't know, a lot of the best ones seem to be in France now, which I don't know, too much about. And I think they're kind of searching for the next stars, aren't they, in Ireland now? I don't really know what's.
Just goes in waves, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
if you could take any horse from any yard right now, who would it be?
Probably Sergino, I would say. Because he's Galloping de Champs I love, but I just thinking as in his age and stuff, I think Sergino's young and he's going to be a top chaser.
You won't be very popular with Ian though, because he is Nicky Henderson's #1 fan.
#1 fan.
If you weren't in racing, what job would you think you'd be doing?
Oh God, I don't know. It's all I've known really the last 20 years, so I don't know. It's hard to answer.
We'll pass on.
We'll ask you that one again next time you come on then.
You can have a free pass.
What's your favourite race at the Cheltenham Festival?
Gold Cup.
Gold Cap.
Yeah.
2 more. Firstly, if you could make one change, so one rule change at the BHA, you've got the power to change whatever you want, what change would you make?
Not the Guinness prices.
They've already done that.
Oh, you put me on the spot now.
We asked Jamie Snowden this one, and he said he'd change the racing schedule. He'd change some things around the schedule.
Yeah, there's just a few things with the schedule there, I guess. I think they could do with more novice chases. We've got quite a few now to go novice chasing. I think it is quite limited. And maybe a bit of less racing as well, I suppose. Make it a bit more like Ireland.
I think that's a good idea. Although it wouldn't be very, very popular with a lot of the race courses.
No.
And then last one, who would you say your dark horse for the season is?
Well, if I can keep him right, I would say Willmount. I'm going to give you one actually, Gustapov.
Gustapov.
I know it's a funny name. I bought him from quite recently. Well, when I say I bought him, Charlie Mann actually always offers me quite a few horses from France. I think he claims and this and that, and I sort of go through them, and I've never bought anything before, but this horse really caught my eye for some reason. So his name's Gustapov. He won a 3-year-old race in France. I think he was second in a fence as well, so he's kind of done both. Comes here, I think, of a mark of like 122, but since he's arrived, all he's done is improved, and he's super impressive at home. So I'm not going to get too excited till I run him, but I've really liked what I've seen at home with him.
Very interesting. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Right. Well, I think we've kept you about half an hour, so we'll try not to keep you anymore, unless the lads have anything else. Thank you ever so much for giving up your time.
No problem. Thanks for having me on.
And just wishing you all the very best for the upcoming season. And
Thank you.
yes, may you have lots of winners and all your horses come back healthy.
Hope so.
So diolch o galon for joining us. And we'll see you all again soon.
There we are. Thank you.